Have you ever found yourself struggling with procrastination? Legit, I know you have. I have some tips and tricks to help you understand how to work through procrastination. And you're gonna wanna save this video so that you can come back to it and use these tools when you need them. Procrastination. The art of putting off what we know we should be doing, and we just keep putting it off, and we feel this sense of mental, emotional heaviness because we're not tackling the tasks that we know we are supposed to be doing. I don't really like using the word should, by the way. So let's talk a little bit about this trap that many of us can find ourselves falling into. Psychologist Piers Steele has spent a number of years trying to research why it is that we procrastinate. And what he's found is that humans tend to put off something and they're looking for the instant gratification versus the long-term benefits of sticking to the task at hand. And the reason that this can happen is a lot of it is based on fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown even. And so from this perspective, literally our minds are just trying to have like this instant gratification. And so if you've ever found yourself just scrolling on your social media or all of a sudden organizing your pantry instead of tackling the thing that you know is necessary to get you to your next task, I wanted to have a video on this because for me, procrastination it's very encompassing, but it's also, in my opinion, an emotional regulation issue. So procrastination has nothing to do with laziness, has nothing to do with motivation, and it's literally how are we managing the emotional state. And so the first thing that I'm going to ask you is the thing that you're avoiding, how are you perceiving it in your mind? So if you're perceiving it as something, like heavy and doom and gloom, and you would just rather be doing other things, then that could be your key to why it's hard to do the next steps. And so what I would invite you to do is really just ask yourself like what it is that you are making this thing be about, and also like what are the thoughts, what are the emotions that you're feeling in your body, these sensations, what is the story around it. And oftentimes if we're able to just give it a new meaning, right? And so I have a few tips on how we're able to overcome this. And I'm gonna want you to share with me in the comments below as well, because I myself still find myself in habits like this and patterns like this and ways of overcoming it. I actually did a video, you can check it out here, where I'm showing you some productivity hacks. So this video is not necessarily about productivity hacks, but you can check out that video and I go a little bit more into detail on how to like habit stack and get after creating the thing it is that you're working towards. This video today is going to be a little bit more about managing the emotional regulation that comes with the procrastination. And so I'm going to share with you 5 tricks or strategies that can help you feel in your power when it comes to procrastination. Tip number 1, I'm going to invite you to look at what it is, this next task that you're trying to accomplish, or what it is you're working towards, or what it is in front of you that you're procrastinating with. And I want you to really get honest with yourself. Perhaps you've made it so big that no matter however you try to eat this elephant, it's just not going to work. So tip number 1 would be break the task down even smaller. See, the smaller we can go, the easier it could be to have wins under your belt. Getting wins under your belt, it's going to release a bunch of dopamine and those happy hormones because we're going to feel accomplished. And so if the task feels way too big, break it down even more. Tip number 2, minimize the distraction. So being able to maneuver or negotiate the environment that you're in as you're wanting to work towards these tasks is going to be paramount to your success. Therefore, if you tend to have a bunch of distractions on your desk, I would invite you to hide as much of that as you can, shove it in a drawer. Even on your computer or your laptop, if you're able to like not allow yourself to go visit certain websites like distractions and stuff. For myself, I will physically delete things from my phone so that I'm not able to go, let's say, on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, just while I'm working on the task at hand. So minimizing distractions is huge. If you don't want to delete things, you can also put everything on airplane mode, and then that way, as you're doing what you're needing to do, you're not as distracted. So I'm going to invite you to just really look at what that looks like to you when it comes to minimizing your distractions, and this for sure is going to help you stay in the zone. Tip number 3. Practice mindfulness. So again, I kind of said it at the beginning of this video, but it's also being able to tap into what is the story you've made this thing out to be. If you've made it so doom and gloom or so dreary and like, oh, I just don't have the energy for it. Words are literally a spell, and you're going to show up in it. And so when we're practicing mindfulness and some more self-awareness within our body and within our mindset, it's literally to catch these thoughts and to just acknowledge them. Do not judge them. Don't make yourself wrong for it. Again, this is not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. If you're criticizing yourself, this is not going to work. But I want you to just come at it with compassionate curiosity and just to be like, fascinating. And then you can do the other tips that I've been sharing and the ones that I'll continue to share. But this has to be number 1. Like, the self-awareness is huge. Tip number 4, I want you to cultivate more self-compassion. So that goes a lot with tip number 3, which is practicing the mindfulness and the self-awareness. But the self-compassion piece is huge because we're often so hard on ourselves. And as I said before, self-criticism is not any motivating factor. And so when you catch yourself in that, I invite you to use some compassionate curiosity and just be real with yourself. And I've had clients even ask me, well, how do I even do stuff like that? Like, how do I know how to talk to myself like that? The best advice that I can give you is to speak to yourself as though you were to somebody you love, either a partner, a spouse, a best friend, your child, a loved one, a parent. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to them if they were coming to you with this kind of an issue. You wouldn't tell them that they were ridiculous. You would actually sit and you would offer love and kindness and some guidance and support. And so this is going to be huge. And it's going to really help you navigate these things. Tip number 5, and actually this is my personal favorite. If you've ever been in any of my coaching programs, you know that I say this often. Getting started is halfway done. Literally. You don't need motivation, you just need momentum. And so to get the momentum means you have to put yourself in the state of the doing. And so getting started means you're halfway done. And so I just really encourage you to try practicing this. Like, when you see yourself resist, anytime there's resistance, I invite you to change that state and practice this phrase. Getting started is halfway done. And let me know in the comments if this works, because I've had clients come back to me and tell me like that just this mantra has been life-changing for them or life-giving to them. And I would really love to know if that works for you. If you found this episode helpful, please give me a thumbs up so that I know that you enjoyed it, and I'll continue to create content like this for you. You could let me know in the comments as well which one you're working on or which strategy or tip you have found helpful. And then if you'd like to share this with somebody else that could benefit from this, that would be so good, and I'm forever grateful for that. As always, if you don't want to miss any other videos like this, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when I drop new content like this. As always, be brave, be bold, be you.